Hi students, so today in this video let us understand uh, some of the examples and some of the exercise questions regarding the reflexive, symmetric and transitive relation. So in the previous video we have learnt across what are those reflexive relation, symmetric relation, transitive relation, and also what is the equivalence relation. So to understand those concepts in better way, so we are dealing with some of the examples and exercise questions. So after that let us understand what is the equivalence class. So this is one of the concept which we are studying in this video. So I am dealing with the exercise question. So in that exercise 1.1 first question, they are given a relation R in the set A, where set A is nothing but from 1 to 14 and the relation is defined as R is equal to x comma y such that 3x minus y is equal to 0. So R in this set A, it implies R is the relation which is defined on the set A cross A. So A cross A is our Cartesian product and relation is defined on set A cross A. So what is that relation? 3x minus y is equal to 0. That is nothing but 3x is equal to y, or y is equal to 3x. So now what are the elements are coming under this relation? Let us find out that those ordered pair. So the elements in the relations are in the form of ordered pair. Suppose if I take x is equal to 1, what is the value of y? If x is 1, y is 3. If x is 2 means 3 2s are 6. So value of y is 6. If x is 3, value of y is 3 3s are 9. If x is 4, 4 3s are 12. If x is 5 means 5 3s are 15. But this ordered pair does not belongs to the relation because 15 is not belonging to the set A, because here first elements also should belongs to set A, second element of the ordered pair also should belong to set A, but here the set A consisting of 1 to 14, here 15 does not belongs to set A, therefore this is not contained in our relation. So these many elements 1 comma 3, 2 comma 6, 3 comma 9 and 4 comma 14. So these are the ordered pair which satisfies this relation. So we got the ordered pairs or the elements of the relations. So now what is the question? We need to check reflexive, symmetric and transitivity. Whether this relation is a reflexive relation or symmetric relation or transitive relation. So this is in our hand. So let us check for reflexive. So what does the definition of reflexive relation says that for each A belonging to any set, A comma A should belongs to the relation. So you can see here 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, so on up to 14 comma 14. This is the given set A. Neither of this one is belonging to the set A. No, it's not set A, belonging to the relation. Neither 1 comma 1 nor 2 comma 2 or any of the elements from 1 to 14 is belonging to the relation. But if any one belongs also means the whole element should belongs to this. I mean doublets of all the elements of the set A should belong to the relation. So this is not reflexive relation. Now checking for the symmetric. What does symmetric relation says that if A comma B belongs to R means then it implies B comma A also should belongs to R. I'll consider any one of them. 1 comma 3, that one is belonging to R. But whether 3 comma 1 belongs to R? No. But 3 comma 1 does not belongs to R. So this is not symmetric, because 1 comma 3 belongs to R but 3 comma 1 does not belongs to R. Now checking for the transitivity. What does transitive relation says? That is nothing but if A comma B and B comma C belongs to R means what does that implies? A comma C also should belongs to R. Now you can see here whether there is any element in this form. Yes, we are having these two elements, that is 1 comma 3 and 3 comma 9 both are belonging to the relation R. But 1 comma 9, this one is not belonging to the relation because here 1 comma 9 is not there. So this is not at all transitive. So this first one, it is r is equal to x comma y such that 3x minus y is equal to 0. It is neither reflexive nor symmetric nor transitive. So it is none of the three relation. So this is the next question. So what we are saying, the relation R in the set of natural numbers. So what does this statement says? That relation is defined on the set of natural numbers. So n cross n is our Cartesian product. Okay. Now you need to know that both x and y, in how the relation is defined, that is x comma y such that y is equal to x plus y and x is less than 4. So both x and y belongs to the set of natural numbers. Here they have given x is less than 4. So this is for the given relation. But the whole thing, it is Cartesian product, it is defined on set of natural numbers. So now let us understand which are the elements coming under this relation. So if I take R, x comma y such that y is equal to x plus 5. If I take x is equal to 1 plus, if I take x is equal to 1 plus 5, it is 6. So value of y is 6. If I take x is equal to 2 plus 5, it is 7. If I take x is equal to 3 plus 5, it is 8. Whether I can take x is equal to 4? No. Because for this relation, they have restricted our x up to less than 4. So even 4 is also not included. So our relation is only 1, 6, 2, 7 and 3, 8. Now we need to check whether it is reflexive, symmetric or transitive. So clearly by looking here, we can say that it is not a reflexive relation, because 1, 1, it is, you can take any one of them and say 1, 1 does not belongs to R. So since it is a mathematics, so our verbal statement also matters. So how I can say to say that it is not reflexive means a comma a does not belongs to R, does not belongs to R for each a belonging to set of natural numbers. So this is said in the verbal way so that it satisfies, this statement satisfies to each of the natural numbers of a given set. So this is how we are expressing our mathematical statement in the verbal form, which is very important when it comes to relations and functions chapter. So it is not a reflexive. It is not reflexive. Then next, checking for symmetric. Okay, you can see here 1, 6 belonging to the relation R. So 1, 6 is belonging to R. Whether 6, 1 belongs to R? No, 6, 1 does not belongs to that relation. So one example is enough to say it is not a symmetric. So it is not symmetric. Then transitivity, checking for transitivity. So what does the definition of transitive relation says? Has again, if a comma b belongs to R and b comma c belongs to R, then a comma c belongs to R. But you can see here 1, 6 is belonging to the R, but there is no ordered pair such that the pre-image is 6. So the special case of transitive relation, which I already said, if a comma b belongs to R and b comma c is not at all present in that relation, means then there is no need of checking for a comma c. So we are directly saying that then that relation is a transitive relation. I mentioned this one in the previous video. So you can see here 1, 6 is belonging to the relation 1, 6, it is belonging to the relation R, but there is no ordered pair in this relation, so that the pre-image is 6. So there is no need, there is no ordered pair to check our b comma c. So if there is no b comma c means then there is no need of checking for a comma c. So a comma 1, 6 is there. Again for similarly for 2, 7 there is no ordered pair with the pre-image is equal to 7, and even 3, 8 is there. There is no ordered pair b comma c such that its pre-image is 8. So this one also belongs to the relation. This one also transitive. 1,6 is ordered pair satisfies the transitivity's special condition. 2,7 it also satisfies the transitive relation special condition, and 3,8 it also satisfies the transitivity's special condition. So what we are saying, the relation is transitive relation. This relation is transitive relation. So our second exam question, what we are saying, it is not reflexive, not symmetric, but it is a transitive relation. So the next question. So what here, the relation on the set A. So relation is dependent on the set A cross A. Our A is also set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another A is also the same set. So A cross A. So what is the relation they have defined? R is equal to x comma y such that y is divisible by x. So now let us come to know what are the elements coming under this relation. We know that each element is divisible by itself. So I can write 1 comma 1, where 1 is divisible by 1 itself, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3, 4 comma 4, 5 comma 5, 6 comma 6. Here each element, 1 is divisible by 1, and 2 is divisible by 2, 3 is divisible by 3, 4 is divisible by 4. So similarly each element is divisible by itself. So all these elements come under this relation. Another, we know that each number is divisible by 1. So I can write 1 is divisible by 2, 1 is divisible by, 2 is divisible by 1, 3 is divisible by 1. So I can write all this thing, because each number, whatever the number, if we take from the set A, all those elements are divisible by 1. Next, I can write 4 is divisible by 2, and 6 is divisible by 2, and 6 is divisible by 3. So all these are the ordered pairs which are coming under this relation, that is y is divisible by x. Now again we need to check for reflexive, symmetric and transitivity. So by looking itself we can say that it is a reflexive relation, because here the ordered pair, doublets of all the elements in the set A are in the relation, that is 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6. So all the elements which are present in the set A, for all those elements there is a doublet, so it is a reflexive relation. Then to check for now symmetric, whether it is a symmetric or not, you can see here 1, 2 belongs to the relation. Whether 2, 1 belongs to the relation? No, not at all. So one example is enough to say it is not a symmetric. So it is not a symmetric. Now I need to check for transitive. So transitive relation, see here, all these are our reflexive element component. If we check any ordered pair with the reflexive component, so the doublets means there is nothing changes, it will say that it is a transitive itself. So remaining this one, let us check for rest of the elements. So you can see here 1, 2, 2, 4, 1, 2 is belonging to the relation, and 2, 4 is also belonging to the relation. Whether 1, 4 is there? Yes, 1, 4 is there. Similarly 1, 2, 2, 6. Whether 1, 6 is there? Yes, 1, 6 is there. So there is no other ordered pair to check with 1, 2. The next 1, 3. 1, 3, 3, 6 are present in the relation. Whether 1, 6 is there? Yes, 1, 6 is there. 1, 4. Checking with our doublets means we are going to get the same 1, 4 itself. So I am not checking with the doublets. So 1, 4, 4, no other ordered pair with starting with the pre-image 4. Similarly for 1, 5 and for 1, 6. So all these three ordered pairs satisfy the special condition of the transitivity relation. Next 2, 4. There is no ordered pair starting with the 2, 4. No, with the pre-image 4. Similarly for 2, 6 and 3, 6. So all these ordered pairs satisfies the transitive condition. So this relation is a transitive relation because it satisfies the transitive condition. So this example third, it is a reflexive relation and transitive relation but not symmetric relation. So the next question, relation R in the set Z of all integer. Here set Z is set of all integers. So our relation, it is defined on the Cartesian product Z cross Z, which is set of all integers. So it is defined as R is equal to x comma y such that x minus y is the integer. So certain times, as I said, our Z cross Z, it is our infinite, Cartesian product is infinite. But even here, when I used to explain our second example, n cross n, here also a Cartesian product was infinite, but luckily we got, since they have put a special condition x is less than 4, we got the relation which is finite. But here there is no such additional condition. Here we are going to get our relation is also the infinite because they just said x minus y is the integer. That's all they have said. So since here Cartesian product is also the infinite series or infinite set, and even our relation is also the infinite set. So in this type of question, what the thing is important is we need to solve the mathematical questions or the mathematical thing in the verbal form. So that is going to matter here the most. So to checking for the, now again we need to check if this relation is reflexive, symmetric or transitive. Now checking for the reflexive relation. So we know that if I take a which is belonging to the integer, then clearly what does a comma a says in this relation? If a comma a belongs to R means what does that implies? A minus a is equal to 0. So 0 is belonging to the integer. So if I take a means, if I subtract that integer with itself, then we are going to get 0. That a might be any integer. This is going to satisfy for each of the integer. That a might be even 2, it might be minus 2, it might be minus 5, it might be plus 5. So this a, it might be anything. If I subtract a taken integer with itself, we are going to get 0, where that 0 belongs to the integer itself. So what we can say, a comma a belongs to the relation for each a belonging to the integer. So if it is satisfying this one means it is a reflexive relation. Then next, checking for the symmetric relation. Suppose if I take if a comma b belongs to the relation. What does if a comma b belongs to the relation implies? It implies a minus b is an integer. If a minus b is an integer means what does b minus a says? It is saying some negative time of the same integer, right? Here if it is a positive integer means b minus a becomes the negative of that one. That's all it is saying. Even though it is positive, it is negative. Both are integer itself. So what does it says? If a minus b is an integer means b minus a is also integer. B minus a also integer means what does that implies? B minus a belongs to the R. So if a comma b belongs to the relation, b minus a also belongs to the relation means then that relation is called as symmetric relation. So here for checking for the symmetric and transitive, if then statement is going to be followed, which we have studied in our class 11th. If this means then we need to check b minus a belongs to R. Similarly for transitive, what does that says? If a comma b belongs to R and b comma c belongs to R. So if a comma b belongs to R means what it happens? A minus b is an if a comma b belongs to R means what is that relation? X minus y is an integer. So a minus b is an integer. So b minus c belongs to R means what does that implies? B minus c, that is an integer. Okay, now we need to check whether a comma c belongs to R. This one we need to check. So how we need to check this one? So if a comma b belongs to R means a minus b is an integer, b comma c belongs to R means b minus c is an integer now. So if both are integers means we can add the integers, right? If we add the integers means we are going to get integers itself. So a minus b plus b minus c. If we are adding two integers means what I am going to get? I am going to get integer itself. So what does that happens? A minus b plus b minus c is equal to integer, where plus b minus b get cancels. What we got? A minus b is equal to integer. So if a minus b is equal to integer means what does that implies? A comma c belongs to relation, right? What does that relation was saying? If x minus y is an integer means then that if it is satisfying this condition means then those ordered pairs are belonging to the relation. So here a minus c is an integer, it is satisfying the relation condition, so that ordered pair belongs to the relation. So what we have got, if a comma b belongs to R and b comma c belongs to R means a comma c also belongs to R. So what happened? It is a condition for transitivity. So it is also transitive relation. So clearly our this relation is, it is a reflexive, symmetric as well as a transitive relation. So this relation is also a equivalence relation because it is all the above three relations. So it is an equivalence relation. So the next 5 questions which are coming, which is not at all related to the mathematical thing, which is directly related to the our what daily life type questions. So which is purely bakwas. I am doing only one question regarding that one. Rest of the 4 is for yourself. You can do it yourself. Okay. So what is that relation? They are saying relation R in the set A of a human beings in a town of a particular time. So if I consider this one has our set A. So in particular time we are going to where it is known for the, in this set A there are living the human beings. So R is defined on the set A cross A. So it is consisting of the human beings only at particular time. So that set A is nothing but the town. What and all the elements present in that set A is nothing but the human beings. So what the relation they have defined? X comma y such that x and y works at the same place. So reflexive relation. If I consider a person called A, let A be one person. So if A belongs to A means A is a human being which is present in that town A. So if A is in the A means A comma A belongs to R, because if A is in the, if A comma A belongs to R means not A comma A belongs to R. If A belongs to A means A is a person present in the town A. What does A comma A tells us? A comma A tells us according to this relation is A and A works at the same place. One person and the another person is he itself, he or she itself. If I call A and A means both are one and the same person. So same person works at the same place. A and A works at the same place. Yes, right. One person is working at that place. Another person is also that person itself. Both are working at one place means this one is also A. Another person is also same person A means we can say that A and A works at the same place called town A. So this will hold for each and every human beings. If I call for human being B means B and B works at the same place. C and C works at the same place. So it is a reflexive relation. Checking for the symmetry. If A comma B belongs to R. A comma B belongs to R means what? A and B works at the same place. So A, this is the person A and this is the person B. So A and B person works at the same place. That is what A comma B is saying. If A and B works at the same place means B and A also works at the same place. You can see here A and B works at the same place means if I can say B and A also works at the same place. If B and A works at the same place means what does that implies? B comma A also belongs to R. So it is a, if A comma B belongs to R means B comma A also belongs to R. So the relation is a symmetric relation. Now checking for the transitive relation. So what does transitive relation says? If A comma B belongs to R and B comma C belongs to R. if A comma B belongs to R means what here it says A and B works at same place. Okay. And what does B comma C says? B and C works at same place. So A comma B works at same place. That is what A comma B is saying. B comma C means I take this person means B and C also works at the same place. So A and B also working in the same place. B and C is also working in the same place means A and C is also working in the same place. So what I can say? A comma C is belonging to that relation. You can see that one with this example. It's A comma B working in the same place. B and C is also working in the same place means A and C is also working in the same place. So it is a transitive relation. So this relation is reflexive, symmetric and transitive relation. So similarly there are few questions with this type or regarding to this set itself, where R is defined on the set A cross A, where A is the set of human beings in the town at a particular time. You can do it by yourself. Suppose if you have any doubts regarding this question means you can ask me at any time. So now let us understand some of the verbal type of mathematical questions which is satisfying some of the equivalence relation. So in that first question, let T be the set of all triangles in a plane. So if I consider one plane which is consisting of all the type of triangles in that plane, and I am calling that set which is consisting of all the triangle has the set T, and they have defined a relation R in T, means what? R is defined on the relation T cross T. So whatever the elements ordered pair we are going to get, those elements belonging to that same T itself, where T is the set of all the triangles in a plane. So how that relation is defined? R is equal to T1 comma T2 such that T1 is congruent to T2. So what does congruency means? If all the three sides and three angles of a triangle are equal to one another means then the two triangles are said to be congruent. So they are saying if I take any two triangles means if T1 and T2 are congruent to each other means then those two triangles belong to that relation. That is what they are saying. So we need to show that this relation is the equivalence relation. So to say it is an equivalence relation, I need to say it is a reflexive, symmetric and transitive. If it satisfies all the three conditions means then that relation becomes the equivalence relation. So now in the first let us check for reflexive relation. So we can say that a triangle, if I take any triangle, a triangle is congruent to itself. I can say any triangle is congruent to itself. I can say that, right? One triangle is congruent to itself. So if any triangle is congruent to itself means I can say that T1 comma T1 belongs to R for each T1 belonging to the set T. So each triangle is congruent to itself means all those T1, or I can call it as Ti, not T1. So each Ti belonging to T means, so how many triangles which are present in the plane that is congruent to itself. So how many triangles are there? We are going to get the doublets of each and every triangle. So the relation is a reflexive relation. It is a reflexive relation. Now checking for the symmetric. What does the symmetric relation says? If T1 comma T2 belongs to R. So if T1 comma T2 belongs to R, we need to check whether T2 comma T1 also belongs to R. We need to check this one. So if T1 comma T2 belongs to R means what does that implies? If these two triangles are in the relation means what? Then T1 is congruent to T2. That is what the relation is saying. If T1 is congruent to T2 means T2 is also congruent to T1, right? Both are one and the same. T1 is congruent to T2 means T2 is congruent to T1. If T2 is congruent to T1 means what does that implies? T2 comma T1 belongs to R. That is what saying, right? If any two triangles are congruent means those two triangles belongs to the relation R. So here T2 and T1 are congruent. So what does that imply? That implied T2 and T1 belongs to the relation. So you can see here, if I take any two triangles which are congruent, means then it's ulta, T and T2 comma T1 also belongs to that relation. So I have checked this condition. So the relation is symmetric also. Now checking for the transitive relation. So what does the transitive relation says? If T1 comma T2 belongs to R and T2 comma T3 belongs to R, means we need to check what we need to check, whether T1 comma T3 belongs to R. So we need to check this one. So T1 comma T2 belongs to R means what does that relation is saying? T1 is congruent to T2. Then T2 comma T3 belongs to R means what the relation is saying? T2 is congruent to T3. Now look here properly. T1 is congruent to T2 and T2 is congruent to T3. So it directly implies, right, T1 is congruent to T3 also, because T1 is congruent to T2 and T2 is congruent to T3. So it implies T1 is congruent to T3. So if T1 is congruent to T3 means what does the relation is saying? If any two triangles are congruent means that belongs to the relation. So T1 is congruent to T3 means T1 comma T3 belongs to the relation. So T1 comma T3, that is what we need to check, right? So according to our relation checking, T1 and T3 also belongs to R. So the relation is transitive also. So with the general representation, I have checked the given relation. It is reflexive as well as symmetric as well as transitive. So if a relation is reflexive, symmetric and transitive means what? Then such relations are called as equivalence relation. Therefore, our relation R is an equivalence relation. It is an equivalence relation. So here is the next question. So what that question is saying is, let L be the set of all lines in the plane. They have considered one plane and that plane is consisting of all the lines, and we are calling that set of all lines as L. And the relation is defined on the line L. So R is the relation on L cross L. So how it is defined? R is equal to L1 comma L2 such that L1 is perpendicular to L2. So if I take any two lines means in the ordered pair means then L1 is perpendicular to L2. So this will be the relation. So what we need to show here, that relation is symmetric but neither reflexive nor transitive. That means it is a reflexive relation but it is not a symmetric and transitive relation. Sorry, it is a symmetric relation but it is not reflexive and transitive. Okay, this is what we need to check. So reflexive, as usual, first I will go with the reflexive relation. So reflexive means we can say that any line is not perpendicular to itself. If I take a line L means L1 means L1 is not perpendicular to L1. If I take, suppose this one has L1 means it is not perpendicular to itself. If I need to say perpendicular means there must be another line, but I can say L1 is parallel to itself, but I can't say L1 is parallel to itself. So if any line Li is not parallel to itself. So what does that implies? L1 comma L1 does not belongs to the relation. So L1 comma L1 does not belongs to relation, that is Li comma Li does not belongs to relation for any Li belonging to L. So it is not a reflexive relation. Now checking for the transitive. What not transitive, symmetric. So what does the symmetric says? If L1 comma L2 belongs to R means we need to check whether L2 comma L1 belongs to R. So if L1 comma L2 belongs to R means what? L1 is perpendicular to L2. Suppose this one is L1 means I will call this line as L2. So clearly L1 is perpendicular to L2. If L1 is perpendicular to L2 means I can say L2 is also perpendicular to L1, right? L2 is perpendicular to L1. If L2 is perpendicular to L1 means clearly L2 comma L1 belongs to R. That is what the relation is saying. If any two lines are perpendicular means then those two lines belongs to the relation. So if L1 comma L2 belongs to R, L2 comma L1 its ulta also belongs to that relation. So this relation is a symmetric relation. Now checking for the transitive relation. So what does the transitive relation says? If L1 comma L2 belongs to R and L2 comma L3 belongs to R, we need to check whether L1 comma L3 also belongs to R. So L1 comma L2 belongs to R means L1 is perpendicular to L2. Another L2 is comma L3 belongs to R means L2 should be perpendicular to L3. So this is the only way to draw the line L3. Okay, so L1 is perpendicular to L2 and L2 is perpendicular to L3. Now what we need to check whether L1 comma L3 belongs to R. So to say L1 comma L3 belongs to R, L1 must be perpendicular to L3. But what does the diagram says here? L1 is parallel to L3 but L1 is not perpendicular to L3. So L1 is parallel to L3. L1 is not perpendicular to L3. So L1 comma L3 does not belongs to R. Because here L1 and L3 are not perpendicular, they are parallel. So L1 and L3 does not belongs to R means it is not a transitive relation. So what they said, we need to check R is symmetric. Yes, R is symmetric, which we have showed, but neither reflexive. Yes, it is not reflexive nor transitive. So this is how we are solving the questions verbally. So this is one of the example how to solve the questions verbally. So here is one of the example question which is damn easy. So they have defined a set 1, 2, 3 and relations defined on the set this. So if I call this set as equal to A means then the relation is defined on A cross A. So how it is given the relation? They only given the relation 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2 and 2, 3. So we need to show that it is a reflexive but not symmetric and as well as not a transitive. Clearly there are 3 elements in the set. So we are having the doublets of all the 3 elements. So it is a reflexive relation. You can see 1, 2 in the relation but there is no 2, 1. So it is not a transitive. Similarly you can see here 1, 2, 2, 3 in the relation but there is no 1, 3. So it is not a transitive. So it is a reflexive but not symmetric as well as not a transitive. So this is what the question which we needed to show it and we have showed. That's all. So the next is equivalence class. So to understand this, what is this equivalence class, we have all this definition to expressing what the equivalence class is saying. If I read out or explain this definition now means you are not going to get clearly. So I'll go with one of the example. So with that solving example, if we clearly get that examples means then I will explain what this equivalence class by line I can explain it to you so that you can understand what the equivalence class clearly. So what is that question to understand the equivalence class? The question is, show that the relation R in the set Z of integers. So R is defined on the set Z cross Z where Z is the set of integers. And that relation is given by A comma B such that 2 divides A minus B. So 2 divides and we need to show that this relation is an equivalence relation. That means this relation is reflexive, symmetric as well as transitive. So 2 divides A minus B means how it will be? 2 divides A minus B means A minus B is equal to 2 times some integers. If I call let it as X means A minus B is equal to 2 into some integers. Then we are saying that 2 divides A minus B. So this is what the 2 divides A minus B is saying. This is for your understanding purpose. Now we need to check whether this show that this relation is an equivalence. For that we need to check whether it is a reflexive, symmetric and transitive. First let us check for reflexive relation. So reflexive relation means, suppose if I take A which is belonging to the set of integers. So if I take element A, let A be the any number which is belonging to the set of integers means, then clearly A minus A, if I subtract that number with itself, what we are going to get? 0. So clearly if A minus A is equal to 0, so 0, it is also belonging to the integer, and 0, so that 0, so 2 divides 0, so any number divides 0, right? So clearly we got that 0 which is belonging to the integers, and we can say that 2 divides 0. So when we get this 2 divides 0 concept, when I subtracted a number with itself, we are going to get 0. So when we are subtracting a number with itself means, what does that implies? A comma A. So A comma A, if I take any integer A and subtract it with itself, at that time it satisfies the given condition, that is 2 divides A minus B, means then all those A comma A belongs to that relation for each A which is belonging to the set of integers. So A comma A belongs to the relation. So it is a reflexive relation. Now let us check for symmetric. So what does symmetric says? If A comma B belongs to the relation R, so what we need to check? We need to check whether B comma A also belongs to R. If A comma B belongs to R means, what does that implies here? Relation, what they have said, 2 divides A minus B. So if A comma B belongs to R means A minus B is equal to 2 times R, where R be that sum x as I written here, let R be any integer. So A minus B is equal to 2R. So what does that implies? 2 divides A minus B. What if B minus A becomes, B minus A is nothing but minus 2R, right? If I take minus common outside, means what happens? B minus A, that is nothing but B minus A is equal to minus 2R. Whatever the thing, B minus A, it is also divisible by 2 only, right? I can write it as 2 into minus R, where this minus R is something what I call as x. Even B minus A is also divisible by 2. So if A minus B is divisible by 2 means, clearly B minus A is also divisible by 2. So B minus A is divisible by 2 means, what does that implies? B minus A belongs to that relation R. So if A minus B belongs to R means B minus A is also belonging to R. So it implies the relation is symmetric. So it is a symmetric relation. The next is transitive relation. Checking for transitivity. If A comma B belongs to the relation R and B comma C also belongs to the relation R means, what we need to check? Whether A comma C belongs to R. We need to check this one. So if A comma B belongs to R means, what is the relation? A comma B belongs to R means what? 2 divides A minus B. So that is nothing but A minus B is equal to 2 into R. So B comma C belongs to R means what? 2 divides B minus C. So that is nothing but B minus C is equal to 2 into S, where R and S belongs to some integer, let it be Z, integer Z. So we got A minus B is equal to 2R, B minus C is equal to 2S. So clearly both A minus B and B minus C are the integers itself. So I can add any two integers. So I am adding that two integer, A minus B plus B minus C. If I add on the LHS means you can add on the RHS also. That time these two becomes equal. So what happens in the LHS? Plus B minus B get cancels, it becomes A minus C. So from this I am taking 2 common outside means it becomes 2 times R plus S. Now you can see here A minus C is equal to 2 times some integer. So A minus C is equal to 2 times some integer means what does it is saying? 2 divides A minus C. So if 2 divides a minus c means what the relation is saying, if there are any two numbers such that 2 divides their difference means that number belongs to that relation. So 2 divides a minus c means what does that implies? A minus c belongs to that relation. So this is what we needed to check, and we checked and we got that a minus c is belonging to that relation. So clearly if a comma b and b comma c belongs to this relation means then a comma c also belonging to the relation. So the given relation is the transitive. So the relation is reflexive, symmetric as well as a transitive. So the relation is an equivalence relation. This is what we needed to show and we have showed it.